Freestyle dancing, sometimes referred to as street dancing, is a unique type of dance that is based on improvisation rather than the choreography seen in other dance varieties. As the era of disco died, freestyle dancing was born in the early 1970s, when dancers began to show off their freestyle skills on the streets and in public areas. New York and Los Angeles were home to several important locations that contributed to the birth of the growth of freestyle dancing, while Jamaica played a role in the incarnation of reggae seen in some forms of freestyle dance. Today, freestyle dance has evolved to be edgier and harder and has given birth to several other forms of dancing like crumpling, street jazz, breakdancing, and popping and locking. Serendipity 2022 showcased freestyle dance form with Indian performers, some of them performing for over 2 decades. Let's take a look at some glimpses and chat with the performers.
Hi, my name is Sri Lakshmi. I represent Paranoid Dance Crew and Gundu House Project, and I am from Ahmedabad.
Hi, my name is Joanna or B-Girl Jo, and I'm from Goa, living in Bangalore, representing Black Eyes Crew and Break Brahma.
Hey, my name is Swarup, also known as the Movement Engineer, and I represent Graffiti Crew, and I'm from Bangalore.
So basically you guys have your own group, right? Okay. How does it feel to be participating here at Serendipity? I'll come to street form and street dance later, but how does it feel to come to Goa for Serendipity?
It's really fun, and in fact all 3 of us were part of the 2019 performance as well, so we're really happy to be back.
And plus, we all are from different states, but we all know each other. So it's the only way where we come together, create something, and I think the energy is really beautiful that we feel every time.
So has this dance form, connected you together and obviously your group?
Yes, definitely. It's brought a lot of people from different walks of life together, right? Like we have a lot of people from different parts of the country, different cities, right? And everyone has their own story. And when you kind of dance with them, you share your life story with them, right? Like it really helps uplift each other, and we all grow together. So it's a beautiful thing for sure.
How do you see, getting so comfortable and performing at this festival and otherwise also?
So hip-hop is global now, and it adapts in every country. So in India, we are diverse, and we have like dancers of all different backgrounds, languages, and it's really interesting to see how they represent the culture of their own state also.
How has been the acceptance, especially with respect to your family, peers rather, when you chose to do this dance form?
It takes time, at least in my case, they're still sort of trying to adapt to what I do. But in the end, they know this is much bigger than who I am, and it has a greater purpose. So they're like, okay, do it as long as it makes you happy, and it really does.
You have such dance forms, performing. How does it feel to, perform and make a mark for yourself, and obviously take your community and this dance form, may be comfortable to all the other people who have not, seen this dance form basically.
Yeah, I mean, like say in India, like right now it's like pretty exposed. Like many people are aware of these styles, but say like if I go 5-10 years back, then like people would either have seen this on YouTube or like maybe on television. But now that or movies like Step Up example. But when people do it live, it really kind of draws people's attention to us, and they get inspired by it, and then they want to know what is this and how do you learn it, and like what is the culture, what is the story behind this, and like it really helps us spread it across to people. Like for example, the style which I do, there was a person who taught me, and now I've taught that style to a few more people, right? So it kind of spreads, and I think that's the beauty of it.
How did your journey started?
So I sort of, like it's a typical journey, like I started with like copying Hrithik Roshan, Prabhudeva, right? And then, so when I was in college, we actually had a street dance event that happened, something similar to this, but it was an actual event which happened in my college, and that's the first time I saw street dance and hip hop. For example, it was organized by the crew which I'm a part of right now. So that really attracted me, and then I went to their studio. I wanted to learn from them, and slowly I started training, and so I would say like it was a chance meeting that led me to kind of pursue this style. But from the day I started, I have never stopped. So yeah.
You are a Goan, by the way. Okay, you're based in Bangalore now. How did your journey? How did you fall in love with your dance form?
So I was in 11th grade. I just walked into a jam coincidentally and I saw some of the best dancers in the country, and my journey started from there, just trying a couple of moves, and eventually I kind of got addicted to the dance form. And that's what's really cool about the dance form. You don't learn in a typical setting where there's a teacher telling you what's right or wrong. Like, you learn on your journey, you learn from different people, and that empowers you to create your own future. So we're all kind of entrepreneurs in our own way, if I can say that myself, and we're kind of creating the reality we want to see.
She said entrepreneur. How do you see your startup in the future growing?
I mean, so like she mentioned, it's what do you say? It's a culture, and then towards the end, initially it was more about building your own style, creating your vocabulary, language. But then it's really about sharing it with other people. And when you learn this, especially styles like hip hop, it teaches you freestyling, which really is not relevant in all the social dance forms that's relevant in India at the moment. So when you freestyle, you're actually building your own language. You understand about yourself, about your individuality, and that really helps you in so many other ways. So for me, like back in Ahmedabad, what we try to do is tell other people what we felt through movement and sort of building a community which just moves. And yeah.
How do you see Serendipity and Goa as a perfect combo for this festival being held here at Goa?
Yeah, I think like the combination is amazing, right? Like the first time when we did it, right, we never knew it would be in a parking lot, and just the setting, the vibe, like we're facing the sea right now when we are dancing. So I think like oh, it's a river. I'm sorry. Yes, but yeah, like I would say Serendipity bringing us on board was like a magical experience for us last time, and we are hoping it's going to be even better this time.
Okay. And how do you see Serendipity grow in future, especially being home here in Goa?
I think anyway, even without the festival, people are always meeting serendipitously in Goa because it's become such a melting pot for the whole country. And it's really cool to see Panjim just lit up with so many art installations. I think that's what it was meant to be always. So yeah, I hope it really grows and it becomes a landmark, honestly.
Pleasure it was. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Hi, this is Badsha, also known as Hafkar. I'm from Bangalore. I represent the dance form called as Crump. And I am the founder of Bangalore Crump Kingdom, and I also lead the movement down south, the Crump community. That's about me.
Hi, my name is Velukumar Silvarajan from Bangalore, and I rep the crew called as Graffiti Crew and Desi Hoppers. I've been dancing in the hip hop community for about 16 years, and the style of form which I do is hip hop and all the styles basically. Yeah, that's about me.
Hey guys, I'm Zubu here, and I'm from Bangalore, and then I represent the crew called Graffiti, and I'm a founder of Get Academy of Dance, which is my own institute. And yeah, I'm dancing close to 16 years right now, and then I'm specialized in hip hop and almost all the styles, like pretty much. So that's about me. Yeah.
Okay, you both have mentioned the years of you have been performing. Like 16 years is a huge. It's close to 2 decades now. Now, how does it feel to be starting something which it was quite novice? You're just starting off, and today when you see the entire community getting built. Especially here in India.
Yeah, so back in the days when we started, we had no teachers, but right now the new generation's got like us, in fact, to teach them. But we learned it from the clubs. We started the street culture from there, and then I learned from the master called as Prudent. He's one of the OGs in the entire India, and we used to go and learn the right forms from the international artists who come down. But right now the scene is so big that everybody wants to get into this hip hop community. So we're here to educate the right way, the right knowledge, and that's about it.
5, 6, 7, now go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the second time, the last step is going to be right leg kick, hop, and twist. And last part. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Guys got it? Yeah, trying to. All you need to do is put some chewing gum. It's like check, 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 check. Both the legs, check, check.
Many a times we say freestyle, there is no restriction. Are there any rules and regulations, to be very specific, because you've been performing for many years now?
There is no any rules and regulations or something like that. It's more with the music. The music will lead you into opening all the aspects of whatever the style that you learned in, and you can incorporate with the way you want it. And it's more with an emotion, and it has a different way of flow. The music only will lead you. So if you know what music is, then you know what your dance is. It's about just expressing the music, the way, how exactly the beats or movements, that emotion it creates inside, and the way you react in your body. That's what your freestyle is more about.
Now, with respect to music and storytelling, how do you combine both of them? Because, the bits or maybe the pace of the song is quite different, and the story that you are trying to say or portray happens to be very different. How do you mix this in your freestyle?
So we also have a certain topic called as the musicality inside which we have different levels of music. For example, the bass, the drum, the kick, there is a rhythm changes, there is a melody behind it, there are vocals going on. So what we do is when we practice, certain music has this repetition of bars continuously happening. So we try to practice our stories in those rhythms and bars which tries to repeat in music after music. So that is how we are able to put our story into music when we are freestyling.
You have been an integral part of this freestyle performance that is going to happen here. I just want to understand what is the magnitude and the efforts that have gone to make this performance, make this day happen.
Okay, so firstly, thanks to Mayuri for bringing us all together, and I've chosen so many artists from different parts of the city. It is so difficult. It was so difficult for us to coordinate, but thanks to Zoom, by the way, for doing the online trainings, and we have artists not only from Bangalore but also from different cities. So it was quite a challenge for us to bring up an amazing show right here, because the kind of hype for this particular show is like too crazy. 2 years back down the lane, we choreographed, we are the ones who choreographed the same part, and the hype this time is so amazing. A lot of people have been talking about this. So we've brought in more styles, because on the request we wanted to have a show not just like for half an hour but for 45 minutes, and so we brought in many styles which you guys will be watching it right now, and we are here not just to showcase but also to educate how the hip-hop community works. So we worked out like last 3-4 days, day and night. So honestly, I'm so excited to go and just show you guys what we've done and educate you guys this way.
How does this setting, the Goa factor, play with respect to Serendipity? It's a perfect combination, happens to be.
The Goa is for a party place, and we are all from the same party thing. We wanted to do it, but just not the party, but the right way of dancing is what we are looking at. So educate them in the right way for the Goans as well. I've come to Goa to take a lot of workshops a couple of years back, but again I'm here to teach even the general audience. So the connection between the party people and the dancers, the real dancers, definitely things gonna go to the next level for sure.
Okay. Pleasure it was. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Bye. how does it feel to come back after this pandemic break that you had, getting back Serendipity on in Goa basically and rolling?
I think it's not only Goa, we were all waiting to come back to Goa. The energy and the vibe that the arts can bring in, it infuses life and hope onto people. So I think we were all eagerly waiting, and I'm glad we are here.
Okay, Serendipity happens to be a celebration of a kind. It has everything for everybody. How do you see this performance, as in street dance or dance performances, here being showcased for the Serendipity?
Well, I'm curating dance, and for me, dance, any kind of dance, irrespective of the age, experience, irrespective of national, international, folk, classical, they all come under one umbrella. And today we have 18 top dancers from our country who are learning street forms, all from hip hop, light feet, locking, popping, breaking, all whacking different forms, staying in our country. And they've won so many championships. So I think it's time to embrace and look beyond borders, and Serendipity is proving just that. So yeah.
How has been your experience and association with the festival?
Absolutely amazing. The core team, especially the director Smriti and her team, they're phenomenal in the way they encourage an artist to expand their imagination, and they're ready to back you on anything that catches the novelty and the uniqueness, and they're very thorough, very organized. So it makes an artist feel very welcomed. It inspires an artist. And honestly, when I started off, I didn't know what curation was, but when they told me about it and the doors that opened, it was simply amazing. It's not just dance. I think overall it's a festival of creativity and imagination for me.
So is Goa the perfect destination for Serendipity?
Nothing else can beat Goa. I must say, it's not only the vibe of Goa, but I think people, every venue, there are so many people who are hungry for art. And I've gone to the theatre festival for the little children from 4 years, they're there. I've come here now. I'm again expecting a lot of people for a street battle. Classical dance in the arena space, again there are people. So I think Goa is actually extremely open to artists and art forms, and it feels like home now to all of us.
And how do you see Serendipity Goa in future vis-a-vis all the festival which has a huge legacy as such?
I think the uniqueness in Serendipity is that it's a multimedia festival, and it encourages interdisciplinary approach. Of course, there are a lot of festivals, but most of them are boxed within their own parameters and mediums. So that is something very unique about Serendipity, and I think they're also not only entertaining but also educating the society. And it could be simple things like how do you enter, register, how do you behave when you're watching a performance, and so many things. And they have a workshop series which is educating people on making the society more accessible for specially abled. So there is a lot of thought going on in why we are just coming to Goa, and I think art ultimately is a way of bonding the society. So that's what we're doing.
Usually in our past we have seen art been neglected or maybe become secondary, not the primary source of maybe income or passion. Today we see a lot of change. How do you see, as we might be battling another wave of COVID, and we've seen art has supported people with respect to COVID when people were at home doing nothing rather. How do you see art in evolving human being and making a better human being rather?
Well, I think imagine when you were in COVID few years back, having nothing but if there was no music, no television entertainment, it would have really, I think, it's soul food at the end of the day, So I feel like if art is not there, the entire rasa of life is gone. So obviously I hope that again the next wave doesn't affect. Artists entertain, artists sustain, but the art forms can continue. But if the wave hits and art is not supported, artists will leave. So I do hope that there is a safety blanket taken to account that.
Perfect. Pleasure. Thank you very much. Pleasure it was.